It's insane. It's madness. I don't understand how we've reached the point of it's absolutely normal and fine to succumb to every little emotion and validate every feeling. But when I tell you, apply the poem Guest House by Rumi, where it's literally almost like an out-of-body experience. You are very aware and you recognize the emotions that you are being faced with and that are penetrating your mind right now and your soul. And you watch them and you allow them to take place and you know why they're here and they do what they need to do. And then you let them go with love and great gratitude and all the acceptance, and you keep it moving. And for some reason, that's not okay. That's suppressing or denying whatever you want to call it. But for me to sit and sulk and then tell you, oh, I need to start popping pills just to be a semi-functioning human, that's great. You're on the right track. Madness. This is, I swear to God, we're in Alice in Wonderland's rabbit hole. This is modern day society. It's
the funny part about that is it makes sense. It makes perfect sense, and I want to give you a round of applause. Absolutely. Because when I say the shit, I don't listen. Not to say that I am anybody that's deserving of anything, but I tell people this shit all the time, bro. It's like, yo, bro, sometimes you can't be wrong with your feelings. Sometimes you can be right with your feelings. But yeah, right and or wrong, you cannot push those feelings onto somebody and expect them to just gobble it all down because of what I don't know. But then when the woman tells them, they push back at it instead of just taking it in as for what it is. It's useful information, not something for you to fight against. But none, we'll go to a next one. I got 3 for y'all today. 3.
You want to know if a man really doesn't love you? He doesn't tell you what to do and what he wants from you. Men that really love you and can really care are ones that tell you what they need from you so they don't hurt you when you don't give it to them. Now you're like, well, that's dark. Yeah, it is. They will walk away if you can't. And that's one who's integrated and understands that. I want these things to be done in my life. For me, I want this, this, and this. Right. But it's your job as a woman to not reinforce in your head that he's trying to put you in a box. He wants to hear what you have to say about it. And he considers what you have to say because he's there to protect you. A man that really loves him.
Yeah, absolutely. Ain't no questions about it. I already say that guys give better information. So if you really want to find out some shit, it's like, yo, it's funny how, right? Because it's a double standard in between this very conversation. Because guys would always say women can't tell men how to be men. But some guys would also say guys can't tell women how to be women. Which I really can't say. Like, I don't have a daughter to raise her to be the right type of woman and then understand if I'm an angel type of person. But when it comes down to actually getting the information you just may need, I will not go to a woman. I'll go to a woman about a woman in a certain situation, but I'd more than likely still go to the guy because the guy was probably there. Well, probably even been through that same situation as me and probably helped me out better. You feel me? But those ones, you get a round of applause. We got one more, and I'm gonna let y'all go.
Emotional intelligence has become like a buzzword or a buzz phrase on the internet. And it's that now people use to bully other people. And the thing about emotional intelligence, it's like any other intelligence, there's a spectrum for it. Now just because you own it don't mean you high ranking on that. You feel me? Just because you able to not get mad at certain and all that, don't mean that you actually have that high of an emotional quotient at all. It just means that you've been in spaces where maybe your emotions wasn't safe and you used to not being able to express yourself, and now because you claim that proudly, you think you're emotionally intelligent. Because other people actually express their emotions and experience them, you think you're more mature than them or some shit like that. I only say that to say that, like, bro, we can't strip other people of the human experience and use emotional intelligence as the justification for it. Like you're not somehow more rational than the next human being because you don't go through your emotions wholly.
Which is right, goddammit. And when you listen, that's what I don't get. It's like the information is here. There's some people who you could legitimately, I could side with, like most times he's safe, and I could side with that. Only for the simple fact is I feel like he's not trying to give nobody no bullshit. It's either you gonna sit there and accept the truth even though it feels like razor blades going down, or you gonna lie to yourself. Because if you're gonna lie to yourself, I'm not gonna waste my time. Personally, not gonna waste another second telling you anything. And then, like my fact is that this story doesn't have nothing to do with this story, but this is how I deal with situations like that. So it was yesterday. The maintenance man for my building or house or whatever he came, right? He came knocking on my door like, oh, bang, bang, bang. What the fuck is? I go to the door. He's like, oh, what are you doing here? This apartment is supposed to be vacant. I'm like, no, it's not. It's the 15th. I just paid my bill 2 weeks ago. I don't know what they told you, but it's mixed up. Oh, I can't remember exactly what he said. But the next thing out his mouth led me to know he's not gonna believe me. Why? I don't know. Well, I do know, but I'm not thinking about that because I personally don't care. You can say whatever, do whatever. If you want to move, make sure you move quick. But I'm like, yo, as he said that, I'm like, yo, would you like me to call the landlord and you talk to her? Well, the person who gave me the apartment, you talk to her? He's like, yeah, grab the phone here, you talk to them. You feel me? Lady hit me up later talking about miscommunication, inconvenience. I'm like, yo, it's not an inconvenience. I just knew for the simple fact after my second statement or whatever, I wasn't gonna get through to him because he feels however he feels about people like me, which I'm not mad about. I just don't want to have the problem. So as he said what he said, I called you because who better to advocate for me, even though it's not advocating, because why should I need to show proof? It's like if I was doing something bad and I'm not supposed to be here, open the door. But yeah, so I'm like, the best person is the person you work for. Call them, you talk. He's like, oh yeah, I apologize. I'm like, yo, you don't have to say sorry. I personally don't care. I don't. Like, yes, I should feel some type of way about it because at the end of the day, you did what you did, but that don't got nothing to do with it. Well, with me. Because if that's how you live in your life, that's how you live in your life. And I would never live my life the way you live your life. But I had y'all here for long enough. And I'm out.